This video will show you how to replace the serpentine belt tensioner on a Ford Transit-250. This will be mounted on the front of your engine. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. We're making our way down along the front of the engine compartment. In this area is where we can see our belt. Let's start the removal process with our serpentine belt tensioner towards the driver's side of the engine, located just underneath this housing. So I'm using my 15mm to make my way down to my tensioner. I'm using a regular wrench for this. I'm going to be turning this counterclockwise. This does release tension from the belt. Now, while I hold pressure on this, I need to carefully remove that serpentine belt from the water pump pulley we can see up along the top area here. Now, this can be difficult to reach down by hand, so I'm just using an angled pick. If you can do it by hand, you can just do it that way. So it can be difficult getting the belt off, just requires a little bit of patience here. There we go, we can remove our tool. Now, before we fully remove this belt, just pay attention to the routing of it. There's really only a few pulleys that it goes around. Slide this off. Go ahead and remove the belt. A quick inspection and we'll set this aside. Now that we have the belt out of the way, we can start removing our serpentine belt tensioner. Now, looking down inside this area, it's fairly difficult to see, but there's actually two mounting bolts holding this in place. One up top that I can see out in the open, the second's a little bit lower. So I'm using my 10mm on this. Make our way down to that first bolt. Now for this first bolt, I'm only loosening it, but I want to leave it in a couple threads. That's going to prevent this from falling while I continue on to my second mounting bolt. Okay, there's that bolt. Go ahead and start it back in just a couple threads, as I mentioned. Now we can move along to that lower mounting bolt. You have a clear view of it here. There's that mounting bolt. Now we can finish removing that first mounting bolt, but keep in mind this is the last thing holding this tensioner in place. I'm just going to reach down in this area. I'll hold on to the tensioner. Okay. Now I'm just attempting to maneuver this around. You can also remove this from under the vehicle if necessary. There it is, friend. Now, prior to installation of any brand new part, let's make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. We just have two ports here. Just a quick wipe should do. Confirm there's no miscellaneous debris. Let's get ready to install that brand new serpentine belt tensioner. Try to get this lined up. We want to make sure we have it in the proper orientation. If you mount it backwards, you're going to find that you can't get both those bolts in. Now I have my first bolt in place. Let's continue on to the next mounting bolt. Okay, so I have both my mounting bolts started in. At this point, I'm going to snug them up and then torque them to 18 foot-pounds. Okay, I have them both snug. We're going to torque those to 18 foot-pounds. Let's just double check to make sure that's properly secured in place. It should not move around in any way. Before we get the belt in place, let's make sure we clean these pulleys. I'm going to use some compressed air. Now let's install that other belt. As for the belt, I'm coming all the way down to my harmonic balancer. That's the lowest pulley in the center of the engine. Let's start there. I'm just going to get the belt in place. As we get this in position, we have to make sure it's in the proper routing, and we also want to make sure it's seated properly along each one of the pulleys. This can be fairly difficult. Now I'm just bringing the belt around the tensioner. Now I can get my tool on the tensioner itself. We're going to be pivoting this counterclockwise, releasing tension from that tensioner and belt, so I can get the belt in the proper positioning up along my water pump pulley. So I'm just pressing down on that tensioner. I'm sliding the belt over the smooth pulley of the tensioner. Now, before we make our way out of here with the tool, one last quick inspection of our belts to confirm they're in the proper placement here. This looks good. Go ahead and remove your tool. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. Now the next thing we have to do is start the vehicle. Let it run for 5 seconds and turn it right back off. Make your way out here and triple check the belt routing, confirming that it's seated properly. Aside from that, close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.